I was scrolling on TikTok the other night, as one does when you should be doing homework, and I came across a video of a woman crying. Not the dramatic mascara type running a crying. This was the kind of crying that happens when people finally realize something true. And then she said, it took me 40 years to finally start loving myself. And I was dumbfounded. Because 40 years to look in a mirror and finally believe, feel, and say, I'm beautiful. She's 40. She just started loving herself this year. But this made me think, if she could spend 4 entire decades not seeing her own worth, how many of us are doing the exact same thing right now at even a younger age? A study from the University of Waterloo found that 55% of teenagers feel dissatisfied with their appearance. More research shows a high percentage of teens having low self-esteem from a young age. 13, 14, 15, 16, the list goes on. The statistic is scary. More than half of teenagers feel that their appearance is holding them back from loving who they truly are. When hearing this, people may think it will make them wonder, what has led to this? I believe we can blame this on comparison. According to the Skill Collective, the lower our self-esteem, the more we tend to compare upwards. However, the downfall is that this typically leads to feeling worse about ourselves. In other words, it's an unhelpful cycle. Upwards meaning we compare ourselves to someone who we view as better. So now ask yourself this, how long will it take you, or took you? Definitely not growth, strength, kindness, nor potential. They only show you what you expect to see, but not who you are becoming. Modern research proves that people still feel similar to the woman in the TikTok video. But here's the hopeful part, because here's the truth. It is never too late to find your passion or what you love or even who you are. Honestly, I felt the same. Not because I hated how I looked, but because mirrors always seemed to highlight what I believed I lacked. Too little this, too much that, but never enough. Never who I wanted to be. Once I learned that mirrors are horrible storytellers, that's when I realized they only reflect the surface, but what can be captured? Here's the solution for you. Dr. Christine Neff, a leading researcher on self-compassion, found that when implementing even small moments of kindness, it creates a self-compassionate frame of mind. This isn't magic, and this isn't happening because life gets easier, but it happens because you get stronger. Now let's imagine this on a simple line graph. On the far left of you is a version who doubts everything. One who is not measuring self or academic performance, achievements, or popularity. As the line moves upward and to the right, it is not measuring how talented you are, or popularity, or even all of your achievements. It's measuring something you cannot see on a mirror. It's measuring what all of the good things inside you. This upward slope, this is growth. This is self-acceptance. This is a new horizon slowly forming inside you. She went viral. The woman on the TikTok post did not go viral because she was sad. She went viral because she was honest. She reminds millions of people, including me, that it will never be too late to realize your own worth. It will never be too late to look in a mirror and finally say, I see myself. New horizons don't always look like new schools, classes, friendships, or opportunities. Sometimes the newest horizon is the moment you meet a new version of yourself. The one who is not afraid, but kinder, more patient, more real, and accepting. The version who understands what the woman learned at 40 years old, that loving yourself doesn't happen all at once. It happens in a reflection, one decision, one upward line at a time. The moment I stopped trying to perfect my reflection and finally learned to see myself, that's when my new horizon began, and yours can